What's going on YouTube? OCD for EDC here. And what I got for your face balls today, we've got multiple packages here from TwoSun. So we're going to be opening up some brand new stuff from TwoSun, which will be super cool. However, before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about some fixed blades. So these are just a couple that I pulled out real quick. This one here, I actually picked up for a buddy of mine. He's a good friend of mine, and he wanted a new knife for hunting, and I needed to pay him back for a favor, so I figured I would pick him up a knife, and I picked up this little guy right here. This is the Steep Country Hunter, and because hunting season is coming up, I figured we'd talk a little bit about fixed blades for a minute. So, this one here, the Steep Country Hunter, nice little offering from Benchmade. You can actually pick this guy up really cheap right now. This is a discontinued model, but it's S30V. He wanted a gut hook, which is beyond me. I don't like gut hooks, but that's what he wanted, so that's what I got him. Anyway, I mean, it's a nice little knife. The sheath is a little bit strange. It's this plastic type material. It's not Kydex exactly. I'm not sure what they call this stuff. But then it's got this leather on the back of it. And then it's got a separate piece for the snap here, which is kind of an interesting setup for a sheath. But it works okay. And for what you're going to spend on this knife right now, you can buy this thing for between $80 and $85, depending on where you get it. So I feel like that's a pretty solid deal. Really comfortable in hand, and you know, S30V. So if you know someone out there that's a hunter that is, you know, could use a new hunting knife, this is a pretty good option. You know, from a reputable company, U.S. made, good quality, and for a really reasonable price. So you know, around that $80 or $85 price range is pretty awesome. This one here. This is the Kaiser Harpoon. This one is in 1095. Really cool knife, and this one's only 59 bucks. It's kind of hard to find because they sell out pretty quickly. Now, the G10 on the handle here, it is just white and black layered G10. This one here has been dyed. This knife was given to me by Mr. BJ Hill over at Hilltop Knives and Gear. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. But BJ gifted this knife to me, and I really dig it. Super comfortable in hand. Awesome little fixed blade. And like I said, it's 59 bucks. So can't beat that. And then BJ threw a little flare on there for me, which is super cool. All right. And then the last one I'm going to show here, this is from Ryan Pearson. Pearson Custom Knives. I actually pulled his sticker out here as well. Pearson Custom Knives. You know, you can, as I said with these two, you can purchase these two knives very inexpensive and good quality knives, but you can also get something like this that is handmade, that's going to have a really good heat treat, and these are not that expensive either. This particular model right here is in 10V blade steel, and this is called the Titan. And it's fantastic. I love this knife. It's really great. I use it a lot when I'm working outside, and it's just a fantastic knife. Yeah. So anyway, hit up Ryan over at Pearson Custom Knives. He's got several different models, and I'm sure will make you a fantastic hunting knife with a really good heat treat. And like I said, they're not that expensive. So hunting season's just around the corner. So yeah, get your fixed blades squared away. All right. We'll use the Pearson here to open up these packages that I've got. Now, some of these I'm probably not going to remember the numbers on them, but I'll put them in the description. I'm just going to run through and open up the packages first. So I think there's two in this one. Another old box. All right. So This is actually the old school TwoSun packaging. And haven't seen one of these. I did get one of these. I got that little fixed blade a couple, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago, and it came in one of these boxes because the sheath was too big to fit. But we'll just start with this one. Oh, I know what this one is. This is a Karambit model. Trying not to scratch it. From Mazwan. And if you guys have been watching my channel for any length of time, you know that I love Mazwan's designs. Not a huge fan of Karambits, but really I just got this because Mazwan designed it. And I'm generally speaking a big fan of Mazwan designs. Get a rag here to wipe this guy off. All right. So we're looking at titanium, carbon fiber, and M390 blade steel. You can see it right there. It does have, oh yeah. So you can Spidey flick this guy with the hole, and then it's actually pretty comfortable. You know, recurve, kind of standard Karambit fare. Oh, you can front flip it too. I didn't know how that was going to work because it looks like, oh yeah, you do lose it, or well, it just barely sticks up. Look at that. So you can front flip it just like that, and action seems to be really good. So I'm sure it will work very well. Build quality looks to be fantastic. It's lighter than I expected it to be. You know, a lot of titanium here. This will be an interesting one to disassemble. But yeah, cool knife. No other markings on the blade, just the M390, and that's it. All right. So there we go. There's the Karambit. Let's get into the next one here. Actually, I'm going to save that one. I know what that one is. That one that I put off to the side there, that's an older TwoSun model that I have never handled, but a really cool one that I've always wanted to get my hands on. All right. This one looks really cool too. I don't remember the number on it, but I remember seeing it. Man, look how thin that pocket clip is. So I don't remember the designer on this one, but we'll figure it out. Let me wipe it off. All right. Let me get some of this crap out of the way here. All right, so carbon fiber scales, titanium. You know, I mean, essentially it's a frame lock, but people are going to call it a bolster lock. Yeah, interesting. Pretty deep carry on the pocket clip. Let's give her a flip. Oh, yeah. So, that's a cool looking knife for sure. Definitely, yeah, super comfortable in hand. Man, now that I see the logo, I cannot remember who the designer is on this one. Like I said, I'll throw the numbers up for all these in the description. This one's in 14C. You can see perfectly centered. Action. Absolutely, yeah, it's good. This thing's going to break in and be absolutely fantastic. You can see here, secondary bevel is super small, which means really good blade geometry. Full flat ground blade. It is a satin finish on the blade. They did stonewash the flats though, and TwoSun's been doing more and more of the stonewashing on the flats, which is really cool. I'd like to see more stonewash blades. So, all right. Now, let's get into this one. All right. Oh, this is another Mazwan design here. Mazwan Mokhtar has just been doing some phenomenal designs. Pretty much all of his designs are winners. The Karambit, you know, like I said, I'm not a huge Karambit guy, so but it's still, you know, the build quality on this thing is really excellent, and you know, I mean it for a Karambit, it's pretty comfortable. Generally, I do not like having my pinky finger in a hole, but that one actually is fairly comfortable. So, but this here, I can't remember the number on this. It's not an integral. It is 2 slabs, but let's see here. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the stone wash. Let me wipe it off. So loving to see the stone wash blades coming from TwoSun. You know, the satin looks nice, but it scratches pretty easily. The stone wash is going to hide stuff better, and that is a beautiful stone wash. I mean, it feels just like glass. This also is in M390, and you can see, again, the secondary bevel, very, very thin behind the edge. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good-looking knife right there. I like the tall blade. Thumb stud deployment. It's got a half choil up here. And then they put a little notch right there for a sharpening choil. And I think they... Yeah, it looks like they missed the plunge grind. So I think it's going to be all right. You can't really see the secondary get wider back there. So yeah, I think they did a good job there. Really comfortable in hand. You know, naturally my thumb wants to be up here, so the jimping doesn't really do a whole lot unless I'm choked back into this position. Then that little bit of a thumb ramp works out. But the thumb studs are also working as blade stops. And action is fantastic. Just what you would expect. Carbon fiber. It's beautifully done. Both sides. Pocket clip looks like it's going to be good. It's pretty deep carry. Really lightweight. And I screw up the flip. There you go. So, really cool knife. I like this one a lot. It's a little bit on the small side for me, but just to give you an idea of the size here. There you go. All right, let's get into this last one here. Like I said, this is one that I've always wanted to check out that I've just never gotten my hands on. But I finally picked this one up. And this is a older one, but a cool one for sure. So all 3 of these are brand new releases from TwoSun. Alright, hold on a second. Let me get this box off the screen here. Oh, wow, this thing's got a ton of oil on it. I have to get her wiped off. And then we're going to check factory edges on these guys. Alright. Well, I'll wipe the blade down afterwards. Here it is. This is the TwoSun TS100. And you can see here it says TwoSun down the spine. Lots and lots of milling going on here. It's kind of reminiscent of some of the Reich knives. And this one is obviously an integral. This is M390 blade steel. This is a night morning design. Very slim. Really, really cool. The machining on it is really fantastic. Get some of this oil off of here. And this is a full-size knife. So we're looking at, you know, 3 3/4 inch blade, something like that. But very, very lightweight. Oh, yeah. So you got this thumb stud, which does work. But it's a single-sided thumb stud. Nice. nice. Flipper tab is relatively small. That's a cool knife. This thing's going to look fantastic with some anno on it. You see blade centering is absolutely perfect. The grind, very, very aggressive. Yeah, that thing's super cool. And, you know, very neutral in the grip. So, really cool knife. All right. So let's move these guys off to the side for a moment. Let's get out ye old sharpness tester here. Let's see what we're working with. Check these factory edges. All right, first up, the Karambit. I'm just going to go in order of the way I opened them. This one's going to be a little bit difficult because I'm not going to be able to use the stand. But let's see here. Yeah. Tear that out. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to move this sideways like so. There we go. $135 on the old Karambit. That one's kind of hard to get in there because of its shape. What do I do with... There it is. Alright. The rest of these will be much easier to deal with. Alright. Now, this one here, 14C28. There we go. 180. So, still sharp knife, but not quite as sharp as we'd like to see it. You know, really, I mean, anything under 200 is really good. But we've had some sub 100 stuff, so, you know, those knives are setting the bar high. But 350, just for those that don't know, 350 is where these will no longer shave arm hair on this tester. So all these knives are very sharp, or well, the ones we've tested so far. Another 135 for the M390 here on this one. Really cool looking knife. I really like that one. And then next up is the TS100. All right, here we go. Whoa, 245. Not a solid showing from the TS100, but I'm not going to dwell on that because this is a sweet knife and I can sharpen it, that's for sure. Edge on this thing, very, very thin edge, or thin tip, I mean. Really cool looking knife. Really digging that thing. So, right now I've got the Tepe Hornet 2 in my pocket. Yeah, the TS100 is bigger than I was expecting. That thing's a good size knife. This is a full 4-inch blade on the TS100. Or I'm sorry, on the Hornet 2. One of my all-time favorite knives, and these are available. Go to Sean Hassan's website, tepedesign.com, and the Hornet 2s are available on his website. So go and check that out. But there we go, guys. That's what we had today. Some new TwoSun stuff. And a little bit of fixed blade talk because hunting season is coming. And the Tepe, just because it's a badass knife. So, and where's the Pearson? There's the Pearson. Alright, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you next time. I'm out.